The benefit of routines. That's what I'll be talking about today in Time with Tim. And look, sorry if this is a bit of a boring one. I know routines, sort of gets the runaround in the sort of entrepreneurship circles, and increasingly, sort of in the mainstream leadership. But over the last week that I've spent, leading in isolation at home, I have to say, routines have been great. I've been at home with my wife working and our two kids, William, who's nearly 6, and Imogen, who's nearly 2. And we all have really benefited from having some routines. So Belle and I split the day. I worked in the morning because I'm a morning chronotype. I can get up at 5 and hit the desk and be very productive almost immediately. She really comes into her own in the afternoon. So that was an easy sort of decision for us. And yes, we have the luxury of both of us, sort of being able to work at home. Neither of us, our occupations deemed at the moment as essential. We have space at home, so at least one of us can isolate from a productivity perspective, at one end of the house, and the other one can take the kids down the other end or into the garden. But routines are not just about time zones of the day. Have a routine which involves a bit of intention setting. I found that to be really, really helpful. Have a routine which involves some movement. It's very, very easy. When you're sitting at home, you're not going to be moving around an office space. You're not going to be popping out to get a sandwich for lunch. I work at a standing desk. I'm a very movement orientated person, so that helps me. But include in your routine, I'm going to do some stretches, or some yoga off an app, or I'm going to go outside. I'm just not going to, sort of interact with anyone. I'm going to keep that necessary and sensible distance. I think that's really important. And the other thing which I have found, really, really beneficial to my routines is essentially chunking my time and then being very, very strict with myself that no, I'm not going to take that call now. I'm doing this. Or I am going to interact with my team now, even though I have this other burning priority and this thing I really need to do over here, because this is the time that I've allocated for this. Working outside of a sort of a regimented environment like an office, I think for me and for a lot of people, it's very easy to slip into that, I'll just, and the fact that you're in an environment which you are, sort of psychologically conditioned to be more relaxed and more responsive and more ultimately in control of, you've actually got to reset cognitively and go, okay, this is work time, this is other time. So routines, see what works for you. There's no such thing as a one size fits all. Have a bit of a play with this. I'll have an article on the website, forileadership.com, that I'll just sort of give my view in a little bit more detail than this on routines and what might work for you. So if this has been helpful in any way, go and have a look at that. Click on the link in the comments, and I'll be back tomorrow with a little bit more time with Tim to talk about something that's helped me to be well, to lead well during this challenging time. I'll see you then.